guys, so I am reading through the questions that you guys left me, and there's so many good ones. This is so much fun. I think the one I'm going to answer today, though, is, she said, I think a little backstory would be fun and interesting. How was your childhood, your first boyfriend? How many siblings? Where did you grow up? And where did you meet your ex, etc.? So I thought that'd be fun to answer those questions. We can elaborate on this, and I can do like a part 2 if you want to leave more questions below specifically about my childhood. But I figured I would share this because there's some things that you guys, there's a lot of things you guys don't know about me. I haven't done 30 years worth of videos. I've done like 6 or 7. So there's, we're missing about 24 years there. So let's see. How was my childhood? I'm actually very fortunate. I had a really good childhood. It was, it was a little bit different. I grew up, this is something that you guys may or may not know about me. I think I've talked about it like once or twice. I grew up in the Navy, so we moved a lot, like a lot. And people are like, oh, your kids are so unstable. You're staying at your friend's house. You moved a bunch, like this and that. But I grew up moving all the time, like constantly moving and relocating, never having the same friends. So like for me, it's kind of normal in a way. Yes, I want to provide a little more stability for my kids, but at the same time, it's like, I kind of feel like if you're in an unstable boat, like you kind of grow, your sea legs are a little bit stronger and you're able to adjust to and adapt to other things in life a little bit better. That's my viewpoint on it. I think it's just because that's the way I grew up, and my sister grew up, and that's just the way it was. So, we moved a lot as kids, and I've lived everywhere. We lived in a lot of places. I lived in Tennessee for a little bit. I'm the base in Tennessee. Somebody left a comment the other day and said they're in Whidbey Island right now, and we lived there for 4 years. In fact, my sister was born there. So, I've got a little bit everywhere. Lemoore, that base. So, that was kind of how I grew up. So, I grew up in a very strict household and very strict schools, which Navy-based schools, at least when I was in elementary school, were really ahead of the curve. They were great schools, a lot different than elementary schools, and just like a public school system that I'm familiar with now. Granted, this was quite a while ago, so things have changed, but things were a lot different. I remember every morning we would go and we would sing and, like the national anthem and do the Pledge of Allegiance, like in assembly format. And it was so cool. And I don't know, it was just different. And I liked that, and I kind of wish that my kids were in that setting sometimes, but at the same time, it was so strict. So I did grow up in a very, very strict household. I get asked a lot if I go, this is a question quite a bit that's been asked a ton, and I'll kind of touch back on it. When I was growing up, as far as church goes, yes, the boys and I go to church, not every week. I don't have the boys every Sunday, so we don't go that often. Like, we will be going this Sunday. And then I'm going to be going with my friend's parents. I'm going to be at a doTERRA convention in Salt Lake, and I'm going to be meeting them and then going to church with them. And it's like, oh, it's a lot of alone time. I hope that they don't dislike me. Otherwise it'll make a very awkward day, but it'll be fun nonetheless. So I'm going to be experiencing a different denomination, which is really exciting. Also, the kids love it, but I didn't go to church as a kid. I wasn't grown up religious, or I wasn't raised very religious. I did go to Sunday school with a lot of my friends, so we'd get on the bus and we'd go, and I loved that. So, my kids enjoy it too. So anyways, that's kind of like the back history with that. I get asked that a lot. What else? As far as friends I had growing up, I never had any girl friends. It was kind of just whatever kids lived in your cul-de-sac, and it happened to always be boys, so I just grew up with boys. And as did my sister. It was me and my sister, and then there was always sets of boys that we'd hang out with. In Whidbey Island there were a few girls, and that's actually how I got my nickname Jenny from Jennifer, is because there was another girl named Jennifer that we sometimes saw, and to make it easy, they called me Jenny, they called her Jennifer. So that's how I got the nickname Jenny, which I would keep anyways because writing out Jennifer is so long. J-E-N-I is just so much better. So anyways, that was kind of like my early childhood. Nothing that crazy, nothing that exciting. My sister and I are 3 years apart. I only have one sister, and she is 3 years younger than me, 3 years and a month younger. You guys have heard me talk about her for years. She just got married this last year, if you weren't watching my channel then, and she also became a doctor last year. So she is in her, she's just finishing up her first year of residency, which is so crazy. I remember announcing to you guys that she got into med school not that long ago. It's so crazy. So yeah, that is my one and only sibling, and it was good. I mean, the two dynamic is good, it's bad, it's wonderful, it's just, you know, it was fun. We, growing up, did not get along that well. We're better friends now, so that's a good thing. Let's see. So that sums up pretty much most of those questions. My first boyfriend was in high school. I was 15 and I was cheerleading and I saw him on the basketball team. I was like, oh, he's cute. And then somebody was like, oh, he thinks you're cute. And we started talking and we dated for 3 years. So that was my high school boyfriend and we are still friends today. We broke up about the time that I met my ex-husband. I actually met my ex-husband in another state. I was riding a jet ski. He just jumped on the back like in a playful manner, and that's how we met. So that's how I met my ex-husband, and we just kept talking and for a long time, and we were long distance for the longest time, and then one thing led to another. So that was my ex-husband, but yeah, my first boyfriend, that's how I met him. We dated for a while. We were senior year. He was class president. I was class vice president. We saw each other a few times in college, and then just like in passing, like in the halls and stuff. We had a few, I think 2 classes throughout, you know, the 4 years of college where we had a class like in the same building. So we'd occasionally like walk past each other and say hi. And then we reconnected here the year before. Oh my gosh, the year before last for our high school reunion because we had to plan it. That was something we agreed to in high school. If you're in high school, keep that in mind. If you run for class or body, yeah, what is it? Yeah, student body or, you know, class or whatever, yeah, you might have to do that. So anyways, we did, and we planned it, and actually his fiance and I had we hit it off, and we are now friends. And yeah, I'm sure that's interesting for him, but it's been a decade, so there's a long time gap in that, and it was simple, it was fun. So he is a great guy, and I love his now wife. So that was my first boyfriend. I really didn't date a lot of people at all. I've dated more now in my 29, 30 time than I dated younger. You know, I don't know. So I've dated though, and now I've been dating the same guy, you guys know, for quite a few months. So no, dating. Very slowly dating. I can't say. It's more of like the slowest dating process on the planet. But it's good. So anyways, that's a few of my little back history questions. She says etc., but I'm not sure what else I could throw in there. Leave your questions below. Yeah, it's already 8 minutes. Yeah, I've rambled for quite a bit. So trying to think if like there's anything like great in there. My sister and I scared our parents a lot when we were kids. We did a lot of things to hurt ourselves, and I knock on wood and just pray daily that my kids don't do it to me like my sister and I did it to my parents. But my sister, horse accidents, we had a lot of horse accidents. I've talked about this a little bit before, but I broke my femur on a barrel racing horse. I broke my collarbones, my feet, and like I said, half my face was gone with that accident. A few years prior to that, my sister had her arm up on a fence, and a colt kicked her arm and broke it. My sister split open this part of her eye. The babysitter shut her thumb in the door and took off the end of her thumb. I was running in clogs and I broke my foot, which was not the cutest thing that I've ever done. Broken so many fingers and toes. What else did my sister do? We did a lot. Those are just some of like the those are just some of the things. I don't know. We weren't that crazy, but I don't know. Anyways, I guess in high school, I was in student council, and I also cheerled. And what was I gonna say? I was on like a Kids Who Care committee, and we did a lot of like fundraisers and like outreach programs, and like a lot of volunteering and things like that. So I enjoyed that. There was a few other things. What else did I do? So long ago. Yeah, I don't know. I'll think of it. As it comes, I'll think of it. Student council kept me really busy though. We did a lot. So that was a fun one. Alright, anyways, that's it. I hope I'm rambling you guys' ears off. And Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Let me know, like I said, if you have questions. Bye.